She was originally Jiang family's eldest daughter, Jiang Yao Yao, but got betrayed by a scumbag and a conniving woman. Watch how she fights back. At this moment, Jiang Yao Yao stepped into the bar and instantly caught everyone's attention. Not far away, a couple was openly flirting. She grabbed a glass of beer and approached them. Bo Yunxi, nestled coquettishly in the man's arms, said, "It's so hot today. I really want some ice cream." The next second, a glass of beer with ice cubes was splashed over the two of them, leaving them stunned in their seats. Bo Yunxi screamed, utterly disheveled. Jiang Yao Yao nonchalantly tossed the glass to Bo Yunxi and smirked, "Well, Miss Bo, still feeling hot?" The scumbag immediately snapped at Jiang Yao Yao, "What's wrong with you? You've been unreasonable since we were kids, but this is too much." Jiang Yao Yao leaned in closer to Bo Yunxi and sneered, "If she loves playing with leftovers so much, I thought I'd give her a free drink. Saves her the trouble of stealing, don't you think?" As Jiang Yao Yao grabbed Bo Yunxi by the hair, Bo Yunxi, now panicking, retorted harshly, "You're just a piece of trash thrown out by the Jiang family. What right do you have to judge me? Let go now." The scumbag chimed in, "Don't be so mean. Stop talking like that." Onlookers began murmuring among themselves. So it wasn't an amicable breakup. The guy cheated. The scumbag suddenly shoved Jiang Yao Yao and said, "Now that you know Yunxi and I are truly in love, why are you still clinging to me? Isn't it pathetic?" Jiang Yao Yao looked at him with utter disdain, shaking off the hand the scumbag had dared to touch her with. The next second, she slapped him across the face, her expression filled with disgust. "Who gave you permission to touch me with your filthy hands?" The scumbag stared at her in disbelief, while Bo Yunxi rushed to shield him. "How dare you hit him?" Without missing a beat, Jiang Yao Yao raised her hand and slapped Bo Yunxi too. Shocked, Bo Yunxi shrieked, "You dare hit me? I'm the eldest daughter of the Bo family." Jiang Yao Yao sneered dismissively. "So what if you're the eldest daughter? Aren't we all?" The scumbag hurried to protect Bo Yunxi, stepping between them. "Jiang Yao Yao, if you're upset, take it out on me. Yunxi is innocent." His dramatic declaration only made Jiang Yao Yao laugh coldly. "Ah, the famous couple act, huh? They say birds of a feather flock together, but you two are giving a full performance of a tragic romance. You must be moved by your own brilliance." The scumbag gritted his teeth and snapped, "Jiang Yao Yao, everyone's watching. We're adults, can't we end things on good terms?" Jiang Yao Yao slammed her hand on the bar stool with a loud thud. "On good terms? That mouth of yours, you've been so busy kissing her, did you forget it can still speak? How long have you two been playing this game? Are you too scared or just too clueless to tell me you want to break up? Couldn't wait to crawl into her bed before ending things? Was it you who couldn't hold back, or was she just that desperate?" Her words hit a nerve, and the scumbag finally snapped. "If you hadn't stayed away in Haicheng all this time, would I have needed to look for someone else? Did you even do your part as a girlfriend? Why don't you take a good look at yourself first?" the scumbag snapped. Jiang Yao's lips curled into a mocking smile. "Oh, I'm definitely the problem. My problem is that I'm too normal. I can't begin to understand the mindset of a man like you." The scumbag, now completely enraged, raised his hand as if to hit her. But Jiang Yao Yao didn't flinch. Instead, she took a step forward, tilting her chin upward. Her flawless makeup and commanding presence were practically suffocating. "Go ahead. Hit me. See what happens." His hand froze midair, and a chill ran down his spine. Jiang Yao Yao smirked coldly. "Coward. Well then, let me wish you and that shameless dog of yours an eternity together. You're a perfect match." With that, she turned and left, her departure as graceful as it was disdainful. Behind her, the happy couple stood frozen in place, surrounded by a crowd of gawking bystanders. At that night, Miss Jiang, ever defiant and unbothered, was enjoying a night out with her girlfriends at the bar. The group was full of admiration for her bravery, but also worried she might have gone too far. Jiang Yao sat on a high stool, one leg crossed elegantly over the other. Her expression was dismissive as she responded, "They're in the wrong. What's there for me to fear?" Then, with a confident tilt of her chin, she added, "And besides, when have I ever lost a fight?" Her friends vigorously shook their heads in agreement. "Never. Our Yaoiro's been standing her ground since day one. Whether it's against people or the universe, she's unbeatable. But let's be honest, Bo Yunqi isn't someone to be underestimated. You better watch out for her trying to get back at you later." Jiang Yao casually set down her glass, her slightly tipsy eyes glinting mischievously. "If she dares mess with me, I'll just mess with her brother." The room went silent as her audacious words hung in the air. Then, Jiang Yao slumped onto the table, giggling to herself, leaving her friend speechless. Jiang Yao, emboldened by the alcohol, looked at her friends and continued her bold declarations. "If I become his woman, with his backing, she wouldn't dare act up in front of me. Even if she's unwilling, she'd have to kneel before me and respectfully call me sister-in-law while serving me tea." After finishing her audacious remarks, she got up to head to the restroom. Once Jiang Yao was out of sight, her friends leaned in and whispered to each other. "Has Yao lost it? How could she say something so outrageous? Remember how she used to have a massive crush on Brother Bo? She was obsessed with him, even to the point of crashing into walls for his sake." Their gossip, though whispered, didn't go unheard. From a circular booth at the back of the bar, a dull thud echoed. A man chuckled, clearly amused. Well, drinking and still managing to run into admirers. How does it feel?" The man sitting opposite him was none other than the eldest son of the Bo family, Bo Jinglan. He had overheard every word of Jiang Yaoiro's conversation with her friends. His companions teased him, saying, "How are you not tempted by a woman like that? What kind of woman's would catch your eye?" Bo Jinglan, however, silently sipped his drink, his gaze following Jiang Yaoiro's departing figure. He placed his glass down and rose from his seat, clearly intending to follow her. His friends noticed him getting up. "Where are you going? Brother Cheng hasn't even arrived yet. You can't leave now." "I'm just going for a smoke," Bo Jinglan replied nonchalantly, heading toward the restroom. Meanwhile, Jiang Yao leaned against the restroom door frame, massaging her temple. It seemed the alcohol was hitting her harder than she'd expected. Though her relationship with the scumbag had lasted only 6 months, the sting of betrayal still cut deep. The moment Jiang Yao thought of that mistress, none other than the wretched Bo Yunqi, anger surged through her. Bo Yunqi had always been her rival, constantly butting heads with her. This time, she went too far, stealing her boyfriend and even posting disgusting photos online to taunt her. Jiang Yao couldn't bear the humiliation and had come to confront the shameless couple. But she decided, forget it, why stoop to the level of those scumbags? As she stepped out of the restroom, she noticed a man in the hallway lighting a cigarette. Though she was tipsy, she had a nagging feeling that the man looked eerily familiar, just like someone she once had feelings for. The man turned to glance at her, and Jiang Yao froze. "Bo Jinglan," she muttered under her breath. She rubbed her temples as she walked forward. Am I imagining things, she wondered. Just then, she stumbled, about to fall. In the next moment, Bo Jinglan wrapped an arm around her waist, pulling her tightly into his embrace. The sudden close contact startled Jiang Yao, instantly sobering her up. That voice, was it really him? What was he doing here? Embarrassed, Jiang Yao mumbled a quick thank you and tried to leave, but Bo Jinglan wasn't letting go that easily. He tightened his grip on her hand and leaned in closer, his face almost touching hers. "I heard you're planning to mess with me," he teased. Jiang Yaoiro's face flushed bright red, but she still managed to stammer out, "I was just joking." Internally, she panicked. Did he overhear everything I said earlier? Amused, Bo Jinglan decided to play along. "Oh?" And he began, but before he could finish, Jiang Yao shoved him away and blurted, "I was kidding." She took off like a sprinter in a 100-meter dash, disappearing in seconds. Bo Jinglan stood there, stunned, watching her retreating figure. With a chuckle, he thought to himself, she's really grown up. Soon after, Bo Jinglan, fresh from the restroom, noticed a young girl nearby. Seated beside her was none other than Jiang Yaoiro's uncle, Cheng Ruanji. Cheng Ruanji explained that he'd run into Yao Yao earlier and decided to bring her along. On the surface, Jiang Yao Yao appeared obedient, but inside, she was fuming. Her so-called friend had bolted the moment her uncle showed up. What was so terrifying about him? Sure, he was a forensic pathologist, but it's not like he was a ghost. Casually, Cheng Ruanji brought up, "You used to tutor Yao Yao, didn't you, Jinglan? Do you remember?" Jiang Yao Yao pretended to flick her hair nonchalantly, as if she couldn't care less about their conversation. Bo Jinglan, however, let out a cold chuckle. Meanwhile, Jiang Yao Yao, rescued earlier, sat stiffly upright like she was in a military drill. "I remember," Bo Jinglan replied, his voice tinged with sarcasm. "We just bumped into each other earlier." Cheng Ruanji took the opportunity to ask Bo Jinglan to keep an eye on Yao Yao, calling her a constant troublemaker. Cheng Ruanji then turned to Yao Yao. "When did you get back?" he asked casually. "Last night," Jiang Yao Yao replied in a voice barely audible. Her uncle's tone immediately turned stern. "Why didn't you let me pick you up? Your second sister shouldn't have to worry about you making it back safely alone." Jiang Yao Yao muttered, "I'm not a kid anymore. What's there to worry about?" But Cheng Ruanji wasn't about to let it slide. Launching into lecture mode, he said, "I heard about what happened with that scumbag. Didn't I tell you before? You two weren't compatible. That guy's spoiled, indecisive, and weak, while you're too headstrong. Unable to handle any form of restriction, he couldn't control you, not to mention his complicated family situation. His mother is strong-willed and overbearing. If you two got married, you'd be filing for divorce in no time." Cheng Ruanji continued his endless lecturing. Jiang Yao Yao pretended to obediently listen to her uncle's sermon, but gripped her clothes tightly, thinking, seriously, why is uncle bringing up that detestable scumbag out of nowhere? Just then, Bo Jinglan interrupted, "That's enough." Jiang Yao Yao looked at him in surprise, not expecting him to step in and save her. Another friend chimed in, "Yeah, let it go. The poor girl's already heartbroken, why rub salt into her wounds? As her elder, you should try being more compassionate." After some persuasion, Cheng Ruanji finally stopped, albeit with a stiff expression. The men then shifted the conversation to work, leaving Jiang Yao Yao feeling bored. She sneaked a glance at Bo Jinglan, only to find him lazily lounging on the sofa, one arm draped over the backrest and the other holding a glass of wine. His faint smile made him look irresistibly charming, as if he was fully aware of her gaze. Bo Jinglan suddenly turned to look at her, causing Jiang Yao Yao to blush furiously. Embarrassed, she grabbed her glass and downed its contents, scolding herself internally, "Jiang Yao Yao, get a grip. He just looked at you, and you're already flustered?" When she caught another glimpse of Bo Jinglan's amused smirk, she picked up her glass again and drank, unintentionally getting herself drunk. Even when her uncle gently called her to go home, Jiang Yao Yao didn't respond. Suddenly, her uncle's phone rang. It was an urgent case notification. A sudden incident required his immediate attention at the scene. Cheng Ruanji had no choice but to ask Bo Jinglan to take Jiang Yao Yao home on his behalf. The playboy Shufeng on the side was dissatisfied. "Why don't you let me take her home?" Cheng Ruanji snorted coldly. "With you? I wouldn't be at ease. Letting you take her is like sending a lamb into a tiger's den." Suddenly, Shufeng teased Bo Jinglan, "How exactly are you going to take her? She's drunk, are you going to carry her? Have you ever carried anyone? If not, I could demonstrate for you." The next second, Bo Jinglan picked up his coat, walked over, and draped the black suit jacket over Jiang Yao Yao. Sliding one arm behind her back and the other under her knees, he expertly scooped her up. Jiang Yao Yao, sound asleep, didn't stir at all, while Xu Feng stood to the side, puzzled by his unusually quiet state today. Outside the bar, a black Bentley was parked by the curb. After placing Jiang Yao in the car, Bo Jinglan carefully covered her with the coat. He then instructed the driver to head to the Jiang family villa. But the seemingly unconscious Jiang Yao suddenly mumbled, "No, no, I don't want to go to the Jiang house." Bo Jinglan lowered his gaze to look at her. "Your uncle asked me to take you home." Unexpectedly, Jiang Yao began to act up, slurring, "I'm not going to the Jiang house. I'm not going, not going." Her drunken resistance left Bo Jinglan at a loss. During her struggle, the coat slipped off, revealing her delicate, fair shoulder and neck. Bo Jinglan's gaze inadvertently drifted downward to her chest before he quickly averted his eyes, readjusting the coat over her. Switching gears, Bo Jinglan instructed the driver to head to the Cheng family's house instead. But Jiang Yao objected again. "No, I drank. If Grandpa sees me, he'll scold me. I can't go there." Finally, Bo Jinglan firmly held her hands. "Then tell me, where do you want to go?" Jiang Yao stopped struggling, her finely sculpted face deep in thought. After a long pause, she finally murmured, "I want to go to a hotel." Guo Jinglan paused for a long moment after hearing that word, his deep voice asking her, "Are you sure?" Jiang Yao, lost in her drunken haze, thought she was simply dreaming about Bo Jinglan. Her fingers lightly brushed against Bo Jinglan's lips as she giggled foolishly, her laughter soft and carefree. Staring at the man so close to her, Jiang Yao seemed like she wanted to say something more. However, in the very next second, she tipped her head to the side and fell into a deep sleep. Bo Jinglan, rendered speechless, adjusted the coat over her shoulders and instructed the driver to head to the hotel. Meanwhile, in her dream, Jiang Yao found herself reliving the moment she confessed her feelings to Bo Jinglan for the first time, only to face his cold rejection. The pain of that memory had clearly scarred her deeply, even to the point of murmuring in her sleep, "If you don't like me, then I won't like you either." The extent of the heartbreak was evident, for after all, Bo Jinglan was her first love. As she tossed in her sleep, Bo Jinglan, standing beside her, softly called her name, wondering if she was having a nightmare. The next moment, Jiang Yao slowly opened her eyes, only to find the man she'd been dreaming about right in front of her. Confused, she thought to herself, "Why is he here? This must still be a dream." Groggy and disoriented, she asked in a soft, sweet voice, "Where are we?" Her naturally delicate tone, made even softer by her drunken state, sounded like a playful pout, catching Bo Jinglan completely off guard. Bo Jinglan replied coldly, "At the hotel." Jiang Yao immediately protested, "Why did you bring me to a hotel? What are you trying to do?" Bo Jinglan calmly picked up a pillow, placed it behind her, and softly asked, "Are you drunk?" The young woman stared at Bo Jinglan in confusion, her expression innocent and hazy. Under the dim glow of the lamp, the man's restrained and composed demeanor exuded an air of untouchable allure. Suddenly, Jiang Yao reached out, hooking her arms around his neck, and inched closer to him. "I'm not drunk at all," she declared. "Anyway, it's just a dream. I make the rules in my dreams." As she moved closer, Bo Jinglan's cold voice broke the moment. Yao, let go." His words instantly deflated her mood. Annoyed, Jiang Yao muttered, "I can't believe you're this annoying, even in my dreams." Bo Jinglan gently removed her hands from his neck, speaking firmly but kindly, "It's late. Get some rest. I'm leaving now." Like a gentleman, he pulled the blanket over her and tucked her in. Out of nowhere, Jiang Yao found the courage to grab him. "Don't go," she pleaded. Her sudden strength caused Bo Jinglan to lose his balance, and he fell onto the bed with her beneath him. The atmosphere grew heavy with tension as their proximity became almost unbearable. Yao reached up, brushing her fingers against Bo Jinglan's jawline. "You're such a bully," she murmured. "Even in my dreams, you're too much." In a bold move, she flipped their positions, pinning him beneath her. "You're the bad guy, Bo Jinglan." Always picking on me, she scolded, only to be disarmed by the intense emotion in his eyes. His low, magnetic voice whispered in her ear, "Yao Yao, do you still like me?" Without thinking, Jiang Yao Yao instinctively nodded. Bo Jinglan's lips curved into a faint smile. "Really?" he asked, his tone laced with intrigue. Jiang Yao Yao cupped that strikingly handsome face in her hands, her anger flaring. "Of course, it's true," she snapped. This infuriating man wouldn't even give her peace in a dream. Without another word, she pressed her lips against his. The man's gaze darkened instantly. "Then don't regret it," he warned. In no time, his large hand clasped the back of her head, pulling her closer while his other arm wrapped around her slim waist. Even when the young woman cried out in protest, he didn't hold back. Moments later, he took control, reversing the situation with surprising boldness. It was a night destined to be anything but calm. When Jiang Yao Yao awoke, her entire body ached. The hangover left her feeling dizzy as she rubbed her temples. "Ouch, why do I feel like I got beat up? Where am I?" she murmured. Slowly turning her head, she froze in shock. Her eyes landed on an impossibly handsome face beside her. Her pupils widened in disbelief. It was him. Panic set in as she hurriedly tried to escape the bed. But in that instant, memories of the previous night came flooding back like a tidal wave. Jiang Yaoiro's mind spiraled. "Oh no, what have I done?" She had sworn to never cross paths with this cold, heartless man again after rejecting his confession years ago. Yet after only 3 years apart, they'd ended up like this. Regret gnawed at her as she recalled every detail of the night before. Her only thought now was to run fast. As soon as Jiang Yao Yao tried to get out of bed, her legs gave out and she stumbled, bumping her leg against the cabinet. Tears welled up from the pain just as an arm reached out from behind, encircling her waist. The man pulled her back into his embrace and, with an indulgent tone, said, "Stop making such a fuss. Be careful." Bo Jinglan gently placed her back on the bed, his husky voice softening as he asked, "Are you okay?" Jiang Yao Yao immediately yanked the blanket over herself, glaring as she huffed, "I'm fine. I don't need your help." Bo Jinglan furrowed his brows slightly, a faint smile playing on his striking features. "Where did you hurt yourself? Let me take a look." Jiang Yao Yao instantly stiffened, like a startled rabbit, guarding her space fiercely. "You beast! Don't touch me! You're a pervert!" Shameless and despicable, she shouted, before continuing her tirade. "I can't believe you'd stoop so low. Taking advantage of someone in such a situation, you're the worst." Bo Jinglan looked genuinely aggrieved as he explained, "Last night, you're the one who asked me to bring you to a hotel." Jiang Yao Yao was fuming. "I meant my hotel. I had already booked one for myself." Bo Jinglan tilted his head with an odd expression and murmured, "Well, you also said you wanted to, mess around with me. You asked me to take you here, kiss me, and held onto me, refusing to let me go." Jiang Yaoiro's eyes widened in shock, utterly dumbfounded. "Are you seriously blaming me right now? And wasn't I drunk?" "Drunk women aren't exactly rational," Bo Jinglan responded, his expression unreadable. Jiang Yao Yao buried her face in her hands in frustration and regret. "Why didn't you push me away?" she lamented. Bo Jinglan's Adam's apple bobbed slightly. He grabbed Jiang Yaoiro's hand, his voice low and sincere. "I was drunk too. I couldn't hold back." Jiang Yao Yao stared at the man before her, thinking to herself, "Admit it, this just proves that no man is truly decent. They act all gentlemanly, but one little spark and they lose all composure." The worst part? Her first time was gone, just like that, under such absurd circumstances. After a moment, Bo Jinglan broke the silence. "If you're willing, we can get married." Jiang Yao Yao was stunned by his words, completely caught off guard. Thinking she hadn't heard him clearly, Bo Jinglan repeated, "Let's get married." Her rejection came even faster this time. "No way," she declared, like reciting a memorized line. "We're both adults, this was just a one-night thing. Why take it so seriously?" Her sarcasm filled the room. "You're almost 30, and you're still so old-fashioned? What century do you think this is? Just because I gave you my first time doesn't mean I have to marry you. Come on, the Qing dynasty is long gone," she laughed bitterly. Once the laughter subsided, the room fell silent. Jiang Yaoyao lowered her head, clutching the blanket tightly around herself, her voice softening with a hint of grievance. "No way. If I'm going to marry someone, it should be because they love me, and not because of something fleeting like this." She didn't notice the fleeting emotion that flashed through Bo Jinglan's eyes. After a few seconds, he spoke again, his tone neutral. "All right. I'll take a shower first and then drop you home." He headed to the bathroom, and soon the sound of running water filled the air. As soon as he was gone, Jiang Yaoyao threw off the blanket, determined to leave this place and never see him again. This is it, cut all ties, for good. But when she looked around, she found her dress, torn to shreds by Bo Jinglan the night before. Anger boiled up inside her. "You beast! How am I supposed to leave like this?" At that moment, Bo Jinglan stepped out of the bathroom, his hair damp, only to see the young woman still sitting on the bed, wrapped tightly in the blanket. Her beautiful almond-shaped eyes glared at him with fury, her whole demeanor radiating anger. Before he could say anything, Jiang Yaoyao snapped, "Bo Jinglan, look at this mess." But as she turned her gaze toward him, she froze. Her eyes were drawn to his perfectly toned abs and the sharp, sexy lines of his torso. Memories of the night before flooded her mind, and her face flushed with embarrassment. No wonder he was so energetic last night. Snapping herself out of it, Jiang Yaoyao smacked her forehead and scolded herself silently, "Get a grip, Jiang Yaoyao. Don't let lust cloud your judgment." Regaining her composure, she turned her attention back to Bo Jinglan and accused him, "Why did you rip my dress? How am I supposed to leave now?" Without missing a beat, Bo Jinglan walked to the wardrobe and opened it. Inside, it was filled with suits and dress shirts. After a moment's hesitation, he spoke, "Why don't you wear one of mine for now?" Jiang Yaoyao stared at the wardrobe in shock before snapping, "And you still say this wasn't intentional? This is obviously your private space. Don't tell me this wasn't premeditated." Bo Jinglan ignored her accusations and started putting on a shirt. "You insisted on going to a hotel last night. I couldn't just take you to some shady place. Letting you stay here was safer than anywhere else." "Safe? My foot!" Jiang Yaoyao retorted, hopping off the bed. "How did I ever think this man was some untouchable, righteous figure? He's clearly just a wolf in sheep's clothing." She then crossed her arms and demanded, "I need a shower, a new dress, and a full set of skincare products. Don't make me ask twice." As Jiang Yaoyao closed the door behind him, a doting smile appeared on his face. "This girl," he murmured softly. Inside the bathroom, Jiang Yaoyao glanced at the toiletries on the vanity and realized they were all men's products. A small, inexplicable joy bubbled up in her chest. "It seems I'm the first woman to ever stay here." The next moment, she shook her head to snap herself out of it. "Get it together, Jiang Yaoyao. Are you seriously thrilled just because you're the first? Have you lost your mind?" Meanwhile, outside the door, an assistant handed over a bag to Bo Jinglan, his thoughts running wild. Inside the bag was a bottle of medicinal balm for bruises. The assistant couldn't help but grumble internally, so much for that gentlemanly facade. Who would have thought the refined and elegant Mr. Bo could be so intense? Poor girl, getting hurt like that. What a beast. Whatever illusions the assistant had of Bo Jinglan's pristine image shattered completely. Bo Jinglan, however, remained nonchalant, casually taking the bag and instructing, "Wait for me downstairs." Just as the assistant left, a familiar voice rang out behind him, making Bo Jinglan's shoulders tense slightly. Walking toward him down the corridor was Cheng Ruanji, wearing a deep grey trench coat and carrying a forensic toolkit. His face was pale and drawn from what was clearly an all-nighter. Beside him stood a gentle-looking woman with an elegant demeanor. Before Bo Jinglan could fully process his arrival, Cheng Ruanji's sharp voice questioned, "Why didn't you go home?" Feeling a pang of guilt, Bo Jinglan lowered his head and muttered that he hadn't had time to go back last night. Cheng Ruanji then turned to the woman beside him and said, "Dao Dao, you go rest in the room first. I'll take a quick shower here at Jinglan's place, then head back to the bureau for a meeting." The woman smiled warmly, waved at Bo Jinglan, and said, "Goodbye, Mr. Bo." Bo Jinglan gave a small, slightly awkward wave in return. "Goodbye, sister-in-law." As he watched her walk away, he thought to himself, even though they're divorced, I can still call her sister-in-law, right? Cheng Ruanji, however, remained expressionless, as if the title meant nothing to him. Once the woman was out of sight, Cheng Ruanji grabbed his suitcase and headed for the apartment. But Bo Jinglan quickly stepped in to block him. "It's not convenient right now," he said, his eyes darting nervously. Cheng Ruanji glanced at the shopping bag in Bo Jinglan's hand, catching sight of its contents, women's products. His sharp instincts instantly pieced it together. They were both adults, there was no need for explanations. So the whole cold and distant image he puts on? Completely fake, he thought bitterly. His face darkened with disappointment. "I didn't expect I'd misjudge you like this," he said, patting Bo Jinglan on the shoulder. "Fine, I won't bother you then." As he walked away, Bo Jinglan let out a sigh of relief. But just as he was about to relax, Cheng Ruanji abruptly turned around and asked about Yao Yao. "Where did you take her last night?" Bo Jinglan paused for a moment before reluctantly answering, "The hotel." Cheng Ruanji, now pulling out his phone, began muttering under his breath, "Wasn't she supposed to go home?" "Why the hotel?" Before long, he declared, "That girl. Just wait, I'm going to call her right now and give her a piece of my mind." The call connected, but almost immediately, the faint sound of a phone ringing came from the bathroom. Bo Jinglan visibly tensed, swallowing hard. Cheng Ruanji glanced toward the bathroom, then back at the ever-stoic man standing before him. After a beat, he hung up and said dismissively, "Didn't pick up. Probably still sleeping." Bo Jinglan, who was clearly feeling guilty, coughed awkwardly. "Well, if that's the case, you should get going. Bye now." He practically ushered Cheng Ruanji out the door, his urgency unmistakable. For once, he seemed genuinely desperate to see him leave. But before Cheng Ruanji could step out, the sound of footsteps came from behind them, followed by an exasperated female voice. "Oh my God, my uncle just called me. Thank goodness I didn't answer." And Bo Jinglan, "You broke my bra, you are." Before Jiang Yao Yao could finish her rant, she burst out of the bathroom, only to freeze in her tracks when she saw the door wide open. Standing there were two men, one was Bo Jinglan, the so-called gentleman who now looked anything but, the other was Cheng Ruanji, whose thunderous expression immediately silenced Jiang Yao Yao. In her panic, Jiang Yao Yao dropped her towel, let out a string of colorful curses, and bolted back toward the bedroom. Cheng Ruanji, however, erupted like a raging dragon. "Stop right there, Jiang Yao Yao," he roared, his voice shaking the room. Terrified, Jiang Yao Yao came to a halt, trembling in place. Minutes later, the three of them sat face to face on the living room couch. The atmosphere was nothing short of a battlefield, and Jiang Yao Yao was internally collapsing. Being caught in a fling by a relative was bad enough, but finding out the fling partner was the relative's friend. It couldn't be worse. The tension peaked when Cheng Ruanji suddenly slammed his phone onto the table, making Jiang Yao Yao flinch in terror. With an icy expression, Cheng Ruanji turned to Bo Jinglan. "Explain yourself," he demanded coldly. To everyone's shock, Bo Jinglan responded, "I'll marry Yao Yao." Jiang Yao Yao nearly fell off the couch. Cheng Ruanji narrowed his eyes and asked sharply, "You want to take responsibility?" But Bo Jinglan calmly replied, "No, Yao Yao and I have been dating for a while now." Jiang Yao Yao froze. "Dating? Since when?" Her bewildered expression screamed, "What are you even talking about?" Cheng Ruanji, unconvinced, pressed further. Then what about that other guy? The scumbag? Bo Jinglan, unfazed, said she only agreed to his advances to provoke me. Jiang Yao's thoughts exploded into chaos. What? Big bro, your storytelling skills are next level. Do your best friend know you're this shameless behind closed doors? Cheng Ruanji wasn't done. Yao Yao left for Haicheng 3 years ago. How were you two even dating? Without missing a beat, Bo Jinglan replied, video calls and WeChat. Cheng Ruanji narrowed his eyes. Then why keep it a secret? Cool as ever, Bo Jinglan deflected, it was Yaoiro's idea. Jiang Yaoyao glanced at Bo Jinglan, her mind filled with question marks. Bro, you're really dragging me into this, aren't you? When did we ever get together? And since when was this my idea? If you don't know what to say, maybe just don't talk at all. Cheng Ruanji then turned to Jiang Yaoyao, his sharp tongue at the ready. Well? Cat got your tongue? After some internal deliberation, Jiang Yaoyao finally spoke. That's right, it was my idea. Actually, he started pursuing me 3 years ago. But I was only 17 back then, still a minor, how could I possibly date him? So I rejected him. And let's be real, he's a man 9 years older than me. I'm in my prime, a blooming young flower. How could I be into an old guy like him? But he just wouldn't give up, pestering me non-stop, showering me with designer bags to try to wear me down. Uncle, you know how it is, strong-willed girls can't resist persistent wolves. So, after I finished my college entrance exams, we got together. The reason we didn't tell you was that we were afraid you'd think he's too old for me and it'd turn into a big argument. But hey, if we're going to fight about it, let's fight. Bring it on. Cheng Ruanji still didn't believe a word of it. He pressed further, asking, really? Then why didn't I notice Bo Jinglan acting like such a simp before? Only when Bo Jinglan nodded in agreement did Cheng Ruanji finally buy the story. He sighed in resignation, muttering, so that's why when I asked him to tutor Yao Yao back then, he agreed so quickly. Turns out this punk wasn't interested in tutoring, he just wanted to date my niece. Cheng Ruanji shook his head, realizing how he'd completely misjudged the situation. But before he could say more, his phone rang. He glanced at it and said, I need to get back to the station for a meeting. We'll deal with this later. Jiang Yaoyao watched Cheng Ruanji's retreating figure and cheerfully waved him off. Goodbye, uncle. Take care, I didn't see you out. Once Cheng Ruanji was completely out of sight, Jiang Yaoyao collapsed onto the sofa, letting out a huge sigh of relief. Crisis averted. After Cheng Ruanji left, Bo Jinglan handed something to Jiang Yaoyao and asked if the size was right. Taking a peek at the label, she was surprised to see it was a perfect fit. Immediately, she shot Bo Jinglan a suspicious look. Just how experienced does one have to be to guess someone's size so accurately? Annoyed, she blurted out angrily, this dress is so ugly. I would never wear something like this. And these skincare products? Ooh, awful. Bo Jinglan responded gently, my assistant picked those out. Next time, I'll personally choose something for you. Frustrated, Jiang Yaoyao accused him, this is all your fault. Why did you have to tear my dress? You did it on purpose. Bo Jinglan, looking slightly sheepish, opened the bottle of ointment and muttered, your dress was too hard to take off. Hearing his lame excuse, Jiang Yaoyao couldn't help but think about it. That dress was tricky to manage. Still, she scolded him, that's no excuse to rip my clothes. Why don't you just admit you were being impatient instead of making up all these excuses? In just one day, this shameless man managed to repeatedly lower Jiang Yaoyou's expectations of him. Bo Jinglan handed her some medicine, and Yao Yao eyed him warily, what was this about now? As Bo Jinglan applied the ointment to Yao Yao, he explained, you hurt your leg earlier, and there are other bruises on you. This should help you feel better after it's applied. He carefully massaged the ointment onto her injuries, but the pain was enough to make Yao Yao almost burst into tears. The next moment, she snatched the bottle from him, grumbling, "You seem pretty skilled at this, bet you've done it plenty of times for other women before." Yao Yao simply stood up and headed to the bedroom, closing the door with a decisive click. Bo Jinglan looked resigned. Minuta later, Yao Yao, having changed into fresh clothes, made it clear she was leaving. Bo Jinglan offered to see her off, but she waved him off with a firm refusal, saying she'd hail a cab herself. Then, without a backward glance, she strode out. As the door shut behind her, Bo Jinglan stood there, lost in thought. Meanwhile, in the hotel hallway, Jiang Yao Yao rubbed her shaky legs, which felt as if she had just run a grueling 10 kilometers. Her legs were sore and trembling. She couldn't believe how deceptive Bo Jinglan was. He might look like a proper gentleman, but in reality, he was nothing more than a wolf in sheep's clothing. Dragging her trembling body step by step toward the hotel exit, Jiang Yao Yao eventually hailed a cab and returned to the hotel she'd originally booked. Seething with anger as the ride progressed, she took out her phone, opened a group chat, and sent a message, "I slept with Bo Jinglan last night." Her bombshell caused an uproar in the chat. Friends flooded her with gossip and questions. Facing her bestie's curiosity, Yao Yao smirked coldly, proclaiming that Bo Jinglan was utterly unimpressive. Then, with a flurry of scathing remarks, she criticized him for being underwhelming and as inexperienced as a child. All the while, she wore a mischievous, scheming grin. "Those two were the notorious gossips from my high school days. If this gets out, Bo Jinglan's reputation will be completely ruined." After her act of vengeance, Jiang Yao Yao felt a wave of satisfaction, packed up her belongings, and hurriedly made plans to leave the chaos behind. She had no intention of staying any longer to deal with this mess. Just as she finished packing, a knock sounded at the door. Jiang Yao Yao frowned, muttering, "I didn't call for room service." She opened the door and was greeted by Bo Yunqi, dressed in high-end couture and wearing a smug expression. "So you're really here," Bo Yunqi sneered. The great Miss Jiang, back in the capital, but unable to return to her family home, reduced to staying in a hotel. "What a joke!" Rolling her eyes, Jiang Yao Yao snapped, "Do you need something? If not, get lost. Don't make me late for my flight." She turned back into the room without waiting for a response. Jiang Yao's dismissive attitude struck a nerve with Bo Yunqi, who fumed, "You shameless woman. You humiliated me last night, and you think I'll just let that go? Things don't work that way." Jiang Yao Yao smirked, sarcasm dripping from her tone. "Funny. Why didn't you say that last night when I knocked you flat? What's the matter? Think I'm still hung up on that scumbag?" Bo Yunqi's expression turned smug as she retorted, "Angry? Go ahead, rage all you want. It doesn't matter, he's my boyfriend now. And if you can't keep your man, don't blame me for taking him. The harder you try, the more pathetic you'll look. Face it, you just can't compete with me." Jiang Yao's face lit up with a smirk. "If being more shameless is a contest, I have to admit, I can't compete with you. You're so over the top that your stench carries for miles. Honestly, it's a pity you're not in a park mating with stray dogs." Bo Yunqi's expression twisted in visible anger as Jiang Yao Yao fired back, her voice dripping with icy sarcasm. Never one to back down, Jiang Yao's cold retort hit its mark. Enraged, Bo Yunqi raised her hand to strike, but before she could land the blow, Jiang Yao Yao grabbed her wrist with lightning speed and retaliated with a sharp slap. Smack! The sound echoed in the room, quick and brutal. Bo Yunqi froze, stunned. "She slapped me again? In the same spot as last night?" Bo Yunqi's humiliation boiled over into blind rage. She lunged at Jiang Yao Yao, only to have her wrist seized once more. This time, Jiang Yao's strength completely overwhelmed her. With a sudden forceful shove, Bo Yunqi was sent stumbling backward. Her high heels wobbled, and she fell hard, her head colliding loudly against the wall, thud. Disheveled, her hair a mess, and a vivid red handprint glowing on the left side of her face, Bo Yunqi pointed at Jiang Yao Yao and screamed in fury, "You're dead today. I'll call the police and make sure you end up in jail." In stark contrast to Bo Yunqi's disarray, Jiang Yaoyao sat elegantly on the sofa, her long, slender legs crossed, exuding an air of disdain. Her voice was laced with pure arrogance as she taunted, "Go ahead. Call them. While you're at it, make sure they see the photos and videos of you playing the mistress, seducing my boyfriend. Let's see what the elders in the Bo family have to say about that." Hearing this, Bo Yunqi faltered, her defiance wavering. But moments later, she picked up her phone and began crying into it, "Mom, you've got to stand up for me. I've been hit. I'm bleeding. Mom, hurry and bring people over." Bo Yunqi wailed into the phone. Jiang Yaoyao, watching her with a look of disdain, sneered, "What are you, a grade schooler? Can't win a fight, so you call your parents?" Bo Yunqi turned to Jiang Yaoyao, her voice venomous as she spat, "Just you wait. You're going to jail. If I don't get you locked up this time, I'm not a Bo." In response, Jiang Yaoyao casually pulled out her phone, dialing as she smiled smugly. "Uncle, can you send a lawyer to Shengting Hotel? Thanks." On the other end, Cheng Ruanji sounded puzzled. "What's going on?" Jiang Yaoyao's tone was light as if the matter were trivial. "Oh, nothing major. I just got bitten by a dog. But the owner's got quite the attitude, so I'll need a lawyer to handle it." Hearing this, Bo Yunqi's face turned an unflattering shade of green. Cheng Ruanji asked again, "Why not have your boyfriend deal with it?" Jiang Yaoyao paused but quickly recovered. "He's at work. I don't want to bother him. Besides, how embarrassing is it to admit you got bitten by a dog? I still have some pride, you know. Better to leave it to a lawyer." Cheng Ruanji verbally agreed, though inwardly he didn't believe a word of it, and hung up soon after. Jiang Yaoyao's smile grew brighter. "All right then, I've called for backup too. Let's see who has the stronger connections." About 30 minutes passed, and the sound of hurried high heels clicking echoed down the corridor. Seeing the new arrival, Bo Yunqi ran toward them, tears streaming as though she'd been gravely wronged. Bo Yunqi's mother hurried over, her face full of distress as she looked at the injuries on her daughter. "Oh my goodness, Yunqi, how did you get hurt like this?" Immediately, Bo Yunqi began her tirade. "It was Jiang Yaoyao. Look at my face, my neck is bleeding, my ankle sprained, and my head hurts so bad, I probably have a concussion." Her mother's heart ached as she listened. How could this happen? Just then, Bo Jingnan entered the scene, looking every bit the suave and commanding presence he was known for. Yunqi's mother quickly turned to him. "Jingnan, what do you think we should do about this?" Meanwhile, Jiang Yaoyao also noticed Bo Jingnan's arrival. Their gazes met briefly. Dressed in the same crisp outfit as that morning, his tall figure and sharp features gave him an air of authority, almost like a dashing tyrant. However, in Jiang Yaoyao's eyes, Bo Jingnan was nothing but a two-faced scoundrel who couldn't seem to leave her alone. The more she had liked him in the past, the more she despised him now. Bo Jingnan wasted no time and instructed his assistant, "Bring the hotel manager here." The assistant, ever the sharp observer, instantly recognized Jiang Yaoyao as the girl who had spent the previous night with Bo Jingnan. Internally, he couldn't help but marvel, what's going on here? Is this a future Mrs. Bo versus the Bo family situation? This is going to be good. Bo Yunqi's mother, seeing the confusion, quickly explained, "I ran into Jingnan downstairs, so we came up together." Bo Yunqi beamed with delight, thrilled that her mother had managed to rope her eldest brother into backing her up. Soon, the hotel manager arrived, eager to seize this rare opportunity to curry favor. Bo Jingnan's indifferent gaze swept over the group as he asked coldly, "So, who's going to explain what happened here?" The manager quickly turned to those in the room and urged, "Come on, tell Mr. Bo what's going on here, don't just stand there." After a moment of hesitation, a female staff member mustered the courage to speak. "I was cleaning in the adjacent room earlier when I heard noises. When I entered, I saw Miss Bo pinned to the ground by this young lady." A male staff member immediately added, "That's right. She wasn't holding back at all, it was brutal, like she was trying to beat her to death." Others chimed in as well, pointing to the broken items on the floor and agreeing it was over the line. The next second, Bo Yunqi clung to Bo Jingnan's arm, her voice aggrieved and tearful. "Big brother, you heard it, didn't you? I was just passing by and wanted to say a few words to her, but not only did she insult me, she attacked me. Look at my injuries, they're all from her. If someone hadn't come in when they did, I might have been beaten to death by Jiang Yao Yao." Bo Jingnan listened to Yunqi's accusations, silently noting her impressive ability to twist the situation. Without saying a word, he subtly freed his arm from her grasp. At this point, Jiang Yao Yao stood up from the sofa and approached them. Her crimson lips curled into a smile that was both stunning and commanding. "Why don't you explain this, Miss Bo? With so many people passing through the hotel, why would I single you out to beat up? Is it because you think you're prettier than me? Do you seriously believe anyone would buy such a ridiculous excuse?" Her sharp words made the onlookers murmur among themselves. She seemed to have a point. Seeing the shift in the crowd, Bo Yunqi immediately turned to her mother for support, pointing at Jiang Yao Yao. "Mom, look at her. She's already beaten me this badly, and now she's trying to act innocent." Jiang Yao Yao chuckled mockingly. "Oh, I could never act as well as you. Just a moment ago, you were calling me a filthy whore over and over again. Tell me, what brand of trash bag are you using to hold all your nonsense? Why not use it to carry something more fitting?" Bo Yunqi was left speechless by Jiang Yaoiro's direct attack, and her mother, clearly upset by her daughter being targeted, stepped in defensively. "Miss Jiang, we're all civilized people. Can't you discuss things calmly?" Jiang Yao Yao immediately agreed with a nod, then turned to the hotel manager. "Manager, can you confirm something for me? Does your hotel have a policy stating that guests' rooms cannot be entered without their explicit permission by unauthorized individuals?" The manager nodded earnestly. "Of course, Miss Jiang. Our hotel strictly enforces such rules. We are a very professional establishment." Jiang Yao Yao then questioned, "If that's the case, can I pursue legal action against Miss Bo for barging into my private room without my consent?" "That's one issue. The second is about the supposed assault." Bo Yunqi immediately retorted, "You're claiming I insulted you and then hit you? Show some evidence, witnesses, physical proof, whatever you've got. Are you expecting everyone here to just take your word for it? Do you think we're all fools? Or are you assuming I don't have evidence of my own?" With that, Jiang Yao Yao exposed her injured knee to the crowd. Her long, slender leg was marked with a glaringly red bruise that drew gasps from those around her. Stammering, Bo Yunqi pointed at Jiang Yao Yao, "You're the one who hit me." Jiang Yao Yao didn't deny it. She calmly admitted that Bo Yunqi's current miserable state was her doing, but clarified, "You were the one who insulted me first and threw the first punch. I was simply defending myself." She continued with a smirk, "Besides, we're both injured now. You couldn't win, so you called for backup and are now trying to play the victim? These childish antics might work for a 3-year-old, but do you really think anyone here will buy it?" Bo Jinglan watched the heated exchange between the two women with a serious expression, but his eyes gleamed with amusement and affection as they lingered on Jiang Yao Yao. He mused inwardly, "This sharp-tongued girl doesn't even need my help to handle things flawlessly." With a faint smile, Jiang Yao Yao spoke up, "As for why Miss Bo seems to have a grudge against me." She then waved her phone slightly. "If anyone's curious, I've got a few photos here. They're of her and, oh, excuse me, my ex-boyfriend. Let's just say they're rather explicit and incredibly thrilling." Bo Yunqi's expression changed drastically as she lunged forward to grab the phone from Jiang Yao Yao. She smashed it to the ground, and with a loud crack, the screen shattered. The room fell into a tense silence. When Bo Yunqi looked up again, she saw Jiang Yao Yao smirking at her with mockery. "Smashing the phone only proves your guilt," Jiang Yao Yao sneered. "I didn't expect you to be this foolish." Bo Yunqi finally processed what had just happened, but it was too late. At that moment, Bo Jinglan stepped forward to take charge. He directed his assistant to clear the room, ensuring only the key players remained. Once the unnecessary onlookers had left, Bo Jinglan spoke slowly. The heiresses of two prominent families fighting over a man? If rumors about the prominent family's daughter having a messy personal life and questionable morals spread, it won't sound good. So, I propose we settle this matter privately. Let's not give the elders cause for concern. Bo Jinglan's third aunt, catching the subtle warning in his polite tone, quickly nodded with a smile. Jinglan, it's fortunate you're here today. I wouldn't have known how to handle this otherwise. Bo Jinglan, accustomed to such dramas, brushed it off lightly. We're all family, there's no need to be so formal. Madame Bo then turned to Jiang Yao Yao. Miss Jiang, I've only just learned about Yunqi's relationship with your ex. Rest assured, this will be handled appropriately, and you'll get a proper explanation. However, Jiang Yao Yao scoffed dismissively. There's no need for that, Madame Bo. Frankly, I'm tired of that scumbag anyway. If Miss Bo likes him so much, she can have him. Honestly, they're a match made in heaven, aren't they? But please, Madame Bo, don't be the villain and break them apart. These words left Bo Yunqi livid, her face contorted with rage. She lunged forward, ready to strike, but a sharp command from Madame Bo stopped her in her tracks. Grinding her teeth, Bo Yunqi restrained herself. Madame Bo gave a curt nod to Jiang Yao Yao. Thank you for your candor. She then turned to Bo Jinglan. I'll take Yunqi to the hospital to tend to her injuries. I'll leave the rest to you. With that, she hurriedly exited the room, leaving behind Bo Jinglan and Jiang Yao Yao alone. Seeing this, Jiang Yao Yao huffed arrogantly and spoke up. So, Brother Jinglan, how do you plan to compensate me? After all, my phone got smashed, though the SIM card is still intact. She extended her hand, implying that if the price was right, she might consider deleting the photos. However, faced with her provocation, Bo Jinglan didn't respond immediately. Instead, he just stared at her, his thin lips curved ever so slightly in a faint smile. Jiang Yao Yao, feeling uneasy under his unwavering gaze, couldn't help but wonder why he kept staring. Sure, she was naturally gorgeous, a stunning little fairy, but being watched like this made even her blush. The next moment, as if realizing something, Jiang Yao Yao abruptly covered her chest with both hands, as if to block Bo Jinglan's gaze. For some reason, she had a sneaking suspicion he was up to no good. Sure enough, Bo Jinglan's calm voice followed, last night, it was this hand you used to pull me back, wasn't it? Hearing this, Jiang Yao Yao's face flushed with anger and embarrassment. She furiously told Bo Jinglan to shut up. But instead of getting upset, Bo Jinglan chuckled, looking at her as though she were a feisty little wildcat, adorable beyond words. Flustered and furious, Jiang Yao Yao pounded her small fists against his chest, demanding he stop laughing. The scene looked every bit like playful teasing between lovers. Suddenly, Bo Jinglan caught her hands and leaned closer, his voice dropping to a teasing murmur. Yao Yao, what did you just call me? The sudden proximity made her face flush a deep red, and she squirmed to break free from his grasp. Did I get it wrong? Should I call you the Mr. Bo instead? Bo Jinglan's eyes narrowed slightly, clearly unimpressed with the new title. Yao Yao angrily shook off Bo Jinglan's hand. Fine, I'll call you Boss Bo, happy now? Bo Jinglan raised an eyebrow and reminded her gently, think carefully. What did you used to call me? Hearing his words, Jiang Yao Yao was suddenly flooded with memories. That summer, she had fallen for Bo Jinglan at first sight after he moved in. From then on, she trailed behind him every day, calling him Brother Jinglan. What she didn't realize back then was that he only agreed to tutor her because of her uncle's request. He never had any feelings for her. Snapping back to reality, she waved her hand dismissively. Got it. I'll call you Teacher Bo. That should work. Bo Jinglan was at a loss for words. Deep down, he had hoped she'd call him Brother Jinglan again. Was it really impossible to go back to those days? After a moment of silence, his voice grew serious. Are you upset because I didn't stand up for you? Yao Yao was dumbfounded, staring at him as if he were speaking nonsense. How on earth did he come to that conclusion? Before she could respond, he stepped closer, towering over her, and bent down slightly. His deep voice was teasing, yet provocative. "That night, you said you wanted to be my woman. That way, someone would always have your back." Flustered, Yao Yao tried to push him away, but he didn't budge an inch. Furious, she shouted, "Shut up! I was drunk, okay? It doesn't count." Just then, Bo Jinglan's phone rang. After glancing at the caller ID, he answered briefly, agreeing to something before ending the call. Turning back to Yao Yao, he handed her the phone. "Your uncle is looking for you." "What's so urgent this time?" A moment later, Jiang Yao Yao got on the phone with her uncle and started venting her frustrations. "Uncle, where's the lawyer you promised? It's been ages, and they still haven't shown up. Their efficiency is terrible." From the other end, Chen Ruanji's voice sounded amused. "Didn't Jinglan say everything's been handled? What do you need a lawyer for now?" Yao Yao blinked, suddenly realizing. "So you're the one who called him over? Makes sense, I guess. With Bo Jinglan there, who would dare mess with you?" Chen Ruanji chuckled. "Your boyfriend is way more effective than a lawyer." Jiang Yao Yao froze, her mouth hanging open. "Boyfriend? Seriously? Everything just now was because I handled it myself." Chen Ruanji didn't seem to hear her complaint. Instead, he switched topics. "Don't forget to get your rabies vaccine at the hospital. I've got a meeting to attend, but make sure you and Jinglan come home for dinner tonight." Yao Yao panicked. "Dinner? No way. I have plans tonight." Her uncle adjusted his glasses on the other end, entirely unfazed. "Jinglan already agreed, and your dad knows about your relationship. Refusing is pointless." Jiang Yao's jaw dropped. "Uncle, not only are you quick to spill secrets, but your ability to accept things is off the charts." Chen Ruanji chuckled smugly. "Naturally." And with that, he hung up. Fuming, Jiang Yao Yao turned to Bo Jinglan, glaring at him. "Why on earth did you agree to dinner with my uncle?" Bo Jinglan's lips curved into a sly smile. "Why would I turn down a free meal?" Yao Yao grabbed his shirt collar, glaring up at him. "You, a CEO, can't possibly be desperate for a free dinner." He smiled wider, clearly amused. "It's been a while since I last saw your grandfather. It doesn't hurt to pay him a visit." Jiang Yao Yao shot Bo Jinglan a glare that seemed to say, "Do you think I believe you?" Still, she couldn't deny the sense of obligation tugging at her. Since her grandfather already knew she was back, not visiting him would seem downright disrespectful. With a resolute expression, she turned to Bo Jinglan, her tone firm. "During dinner tonight, don't say anything reckless. If Grandpa asks about marriage, just tell him I haven't graduated from college yet and I'm not considering it." Bo Jinglan, looking uncharacteristically obedient, nodded in agreement. Then, with a hint of curiosity, he asked, "And then?" Jiang Yao Yao smirked, her confidence practically glowing. "Then, in a while, I'll say we broke up because our personalities didn't match. That way, neither Grandpa nor Uncle will pester me about it anymore." Hearing her bold plan, Bo Jinglan couldn't help but feign hurt. "So what you're saying is, you just want me to pretend to be your boyfriend?" Yao Yao lifted her chin arrogantly, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. "Of course. I don't like you, so why would I marry you? This is all just to placate my family and protect my reputation." For a moment, Bo Jinglan's eyes narrowed, his expression unreadable. "And what's in it for me?" he asked, a faint edge to his voice. Yao Yao looked at him in disbelief, as if the audacity of his question had rendered her speechless. "You dare ask for something in return? I'm the one who suffered last night. That was my first time." Bo Jinglan lowered his gaze, his tone soft and almost innocent. "The body doesn't distinguish between genders. Besides, who told you it wasn't my first time?" Jiang Yao's mind froze, her face a perfect picture of confusion. The thought of Bo Jinglan, nearing 30 and the most sought-after bachelor among the 4 elite young masters of the capital, being so pure seemed almost impossible.